Lallemand baker's yeast are a non-enriched, non-fortified vegetarian source of vitamin D. Through a natural process in the yeast making process, some of the plant sterols naturally present in the yeast are converted to vitamin D. There's very few dietary sources of vitamin D available to us. Oily fish, some eggs, some mushrooms. But these are products we don't tend to eat every single day, whereas baked goods we tend to eat every day, several times a day. In making the vitamin D, it does not affect the baking quality of the yeast in any way. Therefore, the baker can continue to use our yeast as he normally would. However, now you have the added benefit of vegetarian vitamin D in the baked good. We'd been aware from some of the literature and different papers being presented there was concern about the level of calcium that people were getting in their diets, and also to utilize calcium properly, there was a lack of vitamin D. Through these news stories and so forth, we got the idea that there was vitamin D lacking from our diets. We also became aware that there had been a procedure to produce vitamin D from yeast. So putting the two ideas together, we determined that what would happen if we actually made a live baker's yeast that had an enhanced level of vitamin D. So that was the innovation. We did extensive bake tests to prove to ourselves and to bakers that there was no change in the performance of the yeast. Furthermore, we tested very carefully to make sure that the vitamin D survives the baking process. The amount of vitamin D we're putting in at the start is the same as what comes out of the oven. Through the news, everyone is aware that there's a shortage of vitamin D in our diets. We tend not to drink as much milk as we once did. We don't spend as much time in the sun as we once did. Therefore, it's been received in the market very favorably as a very convenient way to receive every day a small dose of vitamin D. There are several bakers that are actually using it for marketing purposes and pointing out the benefits of the vitamin D yeast to their customers. We've been very favorably impacted by this. Traditionally, the level that was allowed in a final baked good product by the FDA was 90 IUs of vitamin D per 100 grams of baked product. However, two things have happened. First of all, that level has been raised. We can now put significantly more vitamin D into the baked good, up to 400 IUs per 100 grams of baked goods. This is important because it now allows the baker to make a good or even excellent claim for vitamin D and get the marketing benefit of this vitamin in their product. Furthermore, the RDAs have been raised significantly as well. Because of the recognition that our diets are lacking in vitamin D, these levels have been raised significantly, and again, a lot of news coverage on this issue only can help those that are actually using the vitamin D yeast. A baker can utilize the basic amount of vitamin D that Lallemand baker's yeast provides in their product, and it's their choice whether they put this into their nutrition declaration or not. However, if you want to hit specific levels or want to hit specifically a good or excellent claim level, we also offer vitamin D concentrate. This is the same natural, non-enriched, non-fortified vegetarian vitamin D yeast as we put in our regular yeast. However, by using specific amounts of assayed product, you can hit very specific levels in your end product. There's a great deal more information, studies, and discussion at lallemandbaking.com. Again, that's lallemandbaking.com, where you can find a lot more detailed information about vitamin D, the applications, and the baking process.